Welcome back. The Rivers State House of Assembly has asked the Department of State Services, DSS, to investigate the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Simeon Amadi, for alleged age falsification. The House of Assembly took the decision during its plenary today after the presentation of some documents to the Speaker by the Leader of the House, Major Jack. The House resolved to write a letter to the Director of the DSS to do its investigation and revert to the House on their findings. Meanwhile, a lawyer, Chimenem Wadi, says there's nothing wrong in investigating the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Simeon Amadi. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent, Mr. Wadi explained that as a judge, the Chief Judge is expected to live above board.
If the Chief Justice of a state does not reflect what is fair, just what qualifies him? If the Chief Justice has committed an offense, of course, he should go in for it. By Section 1, Sub 1 of the 1999 Constitution, the law is sacrosanct and absolutely clear. If he's a Chief Justice of the state, doesn't make him Alpha and Omega. No. For God's sake, has the Chief Judge committed an offense? If he has committed an offense, let him go in for it. After all, he has been sentencing people. The DSS have every right to investigate him. And by virtue of every section of the Police Act and the police authority, they have every right to investigate anybody whatsoever. If a man committed an offense, it does not matter whether he belongs to any political party.
It dismisses any notion that the investigation is politically motivated.
I'm a lawyer, I know the consequences of it. So if at this point, I think we should begin to thank nature, which is the superior of intelligence. At this point, if we are going to use it and uncover a lot of irregularities, let us just thank nature and thank, this time. There are a lot of varieties of, irregularities and injustice that are on. If you must come to equity, you must come with clean hands. And you understand the nature of it.
But another lawyer, Festus Oguche, disagrees. Mr. Oguche told our correspondent that an appeal court judgment prohibits law enforcement agencies, including the DSS, from investigating judges without the approval of the National Judicial Council, the NJC. He said the Assembly should have directed its concern to the
League of the National Judicial Council. So what the Rivers State House of Assembly ought to have done was to have written to the National Judicial Council facing the allegations and their...
He also explained that the order was obtained after some judges were assaulted by the security agencies in Lagos State during President Muhammadu Buhari's administration.
Constitutional positions must be followed when you are dealing with
And commentator Olalekan Ige said the only body empowered by law to investigate the Chief Judge is the National Judicial Commission. Mr. Ige spoke on Nigeria Info FM's Hard Facts.
The procedure is that there is a National Judicial Council that is vested with the powers to do. The Chief Judge of Rivers State is clean. I'm saying that there is a procedure to follow. The House of Assembly has sent a petition to the DSS. The DSS will investigate. I'm sure when they get the investigation of DSS, they'll be able to forward it to the NJC.
He called on all political actors in the state to embrace peace so the state can make progress economically.
The GDP of Lagos is now at $292 billion. So what is the GDP of Rivers State today? The instability will probably want to give an investor a second thought to say, look, why will I come the way of Rivers State? I think at this point it's just to appeal to the political gladiators to just say, look, Rivers State is so important to all of us. All of us reside in this state. The prosperity of Rivers State is the prosperity of all of us. And the best we can do is just to ensure that, look, we should expand the frontiers of what Rivers has at the moment.
In another Dagogo has advised the presidency on the FCT minister Nyesom Wike before he threw the state into ethnic crisis. Mr. Ijuya Dagogo said this while speaking with statement to the FCT minister that Ijo ethnic nationality is a minority.
Nyesom Wike utterances on national television is aimed at instigating ethnic discord and fueling intra-ethnic crisis. It must be called to order by President Tinubu before it causes trouble in Nigeria. But this man called Nyesom Wike is about to plant another crisis and exhume the long-dead upland riverine dichotomy. It is extremely annoying for Nyesom Wike to say that an Ijaw man, Siminalayi Fubara, became governor out of his own wicked benevolence. He is just indulging in deceitful forgetfulness.
Mr. Ijuya Dagogo blamed biased state creation as a reason for the FCT minister's statement.
For Nyesom Wike to refer to Ijaws as minority of minority is the tragedy of state creation in Nigeria. It is only because of the balkanization of Ijaw nation by the Nigeria state. It is the price Ijaws pay in this unjust federation. Does he know and that Ijaw is large enough to be created into 3 or more viable, homogeneous and contiguous states? Look, the fact is that Ijaws are not a minority in Rivers State. They are the largest ethnic group with 11 out of 23 local government areas. No other ethnic group, not even that of Wike.
Recall that the former governor and now FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, during his media chat yesterday, described the Ijaw ethnic nationality as minority inside the minority in the country. The Association of Legislative Drafting and Advocacy Practitioners, ALDRAP, is asking the Supreme Court to review its February 28, 2025 judgment involving Rivers State. The legislative lawyers made the request in a letter signed by its lawyer, Kenneth Amadi, and addressed to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, the CJN. It said the request is based on the provisions of Order 8, Rule 16 of the Supreme Court Rules of 2024. The lawyer said the judgment did not comply with previous Apex Court verdicts on similar cases. As you may know, the Supreme Court, in the judgment delivered by Justice Emmanuel Agim, restored 27 members of the State Assembly who defected from the PDP to the APC, ordered Governor Fubara to re-present the state's budget to the Amehule-led Assembly, and stop payment of allocations from the Federation account to the Rivers State government. Meanwhile, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has called on all those aggrieved to embrace peace in the interest of the state. Governor Fubara said this during the commissioning of the remodeled Okrika Grammar School today. He said he cannot govern the state properly without peace.
It's important at this stage that we all embrace peace. The Supreme Court has made its judgment. We don't have any option but to abide by it. And by the special grace of God, we have started the process. We are appealing to other parties. Consider the interests of Rivers State. It's important. The only thing that we owe this state is peace and development. I am open any day, anytime for total peace in our state. Because if I have to govern and govern well, there is need for peace.
Governor Fubara mandated the church to protect the facilities.
Church should see the facility as its own. As a matter of fact, the school belongs to the church. It is not government anymore. What government is doing today is to complement their efforts. Alma mater. What you requested here, I know quite all right that it's not beyond you. You can provide it for this school. Do it. Invite me to come and commission it. Those requests are not big requests. Stay your power. But the issue of the shop protection and encroachment, I will send an expert to come and look at it. And we'll see what we can do about it.
Still to come, PDP Disciplinary Committee recommends suspension of Samuel Anyanwu. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The chairman of Zenith Labour Party, Ben Ogbobula, says his party is determined to participate in the August 9th local government election in Rivers State. Mr. Ogbobula said this to correspondent Soibi Ruwari. He expressed support to RISIEC's move to conduct the local government election.
the election we hold. RISEC have called us, they have given us timetable, and maybe by next tomorrow I'll have to send my expression of interest to the RISEC, informing them that my party is ready to participate in that local government election. So we must ensure that local government election, the local government council and councillors are put in place. And what is happening in the state, we believe that God will take control, that there will be a local government election come 9 August 2025. And I'm sure there will be peace in Rivers State. We believe that there will be peace in Rivers State and there will be local government election.
On her part, Hilda Dokubo of the Labour Party said her party is in support of the conduct of the local government election.
Rivers State Labour Party is ready to do everything that maintains the peace within the state. We want our state to develop. We want our state to have peace. So if this will bring peace and make everybody comfortable, why not? Let's go ahead and get it done. After all, we did it before. We can do it again. So for me, it's more important that we ensure that nobody throws our state into any kind of rank.
She, however, spoke on reasons she believed Governor Siminalayi Fubara has not violated any agreements he had with the presidency.
We all know what pressures we have been facing in Rivers State. We all know the kinds of pressures that this state has been under. If we're listening to it in 2025 and we express any kind of shock, then we're not sure we know what we're doing. What has he said? That why would he go away from this? He should go and do this. Did he ever go away from anything? Pikin we no say in papa enemy na enemy that pikin no get sense.
The Tommy Kimi-led disciplinary committee of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has recommended the expulsion of the party's embattled National Secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, from the party. A letter signed by Ikimi was received by Office of the PDP Acting National Chairman, Umar Damagum, revealed that despite being given the opportunity, Anyanwu failed to appear before the committee to defend himself against the petition filed by the PDP Young Generation Caucus. The petitioner had accused Anyanwu of engaging in anti-party activities, among other infractions. The Rumaholu Council of Chiefs and Owo holders have dismissed reports suggesting the death of the paramount ruler of Rumaholu community. A statement by the chairman of the council, Ogundu Ichenwo, said their attention was drawn to a funeral post referring to the late Kinikawo Nyegwa as the paramount ruler of Rumaholu. The statement clarified that the late Nyegwa was never the community's paramount ruler, citing a state high court judgment that had restrained him from assuming the title. The council urged the public to disregard the publication, describing it as misleading. The chairman of Rumaholu Council of Chiefs, Ogundu Ichenwo, also urged residents and business operators to disregard the rumor that shops and other businesses will be closed on Saturday. On the international scene, Gaza Civil Defense says they have recovered 48 bodies inside Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital and are being transported for proper burial. According to civil defense officials, 38 of the bodies have been identified with the help of relatives, while 10 remain unidentified. The director of civil defense said clearing all the bodies found at the hospital, approximately 160, will take several days. On the news this evening, you heard mixed reactions trail moves by the Rivers State Assembly to investigate the Chief Judge, Simeon Amadi, over alleged age falsification. Governor Fubara has appealed for a peaceful resolution of the political crisis. Some group of lawyers have called for a review of the Supreme Court judgment on Rivers State. The PDP's disciplinary committee has recommended the suspension of Samuel Anyanwu. And on the foreign scene, Gaza Civil Defense has recovered 48 bodies inside a hospital. The news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Sam Chinedu. Thanks for listening.